When did I start it?
You know what? Can we just do the show?
I never start
I've been ready to start for 30 minutes.
You know what I do? I respond.
I would like to start the show, me personally, so I can clock
You're
it.
not going to start the show.
Well, you start it so I can finish the show. Either way, it's one way or the other. I'm either going to start or finish it.
I'm KD Bowe. Hilarious.
Just petty.
What's up, everybody? I am KD Bowe. Rod Minger.
Hilarious.
Tiny, a.k.a. Indescribable.
I just use lotion.
Lotion. Come on. It's the KD Bowe Show, live from the Content Factory. Thank you so much for joining us. And, of course, those of you that are just watching, feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and so we can let you know whenever we come out with something incredible. Today's show is going to be a cornucopia of interesting scenarios that I think will make you smile, think, laugh, or chuckle, preferably over a 15-second intro of a song.
Wow.
Across the quarter hour. It's a 7-step semantical differential I learned from Jerry Bolden. God rest his soul.
Nice.
Then there's that. I want to jump right into this one. So we didn't get a chance to talk about it when it happened. Mm-hmm. So the Minnesota Vikings were playing the Arizona Cardinals, a Sunday night game, and it was at the end, and it was a field goal that was going to win the game. Minnesota was ready to kick the field goal, and they kicked it, but it didn't go in. But the Minnesota Vikings play-by-play announcer didn't quite see the right angle. Take a listen.
High snap, put down. Joseph, come on! It is gone! No, he's no good. Are you kidding me, Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright. Oh, my heavens. Oh, my. This, Mr. Wright. What a gut punch to a team.
So contrite.
Ball that play after play, toward the end, fought its way back. Missed it by like a foot. And just, oh my God.
So I felt so bad for him, man, because you get so excited, you get overly joyous because your team just beat. It was a hard-fought game, and your team just beat. Only they didn't.
They did not.
And you told the whole world that they did. I feel some type of way about him. I feel sympathy, empathy for him because, quite frankly, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, it happened to me. It was Sunday Night Football.
Yes.
And it was during the time in which Al Davis had just passed.
Okay.
Now, you let Isaac Curry tell the story. Isaac said, I came on the air, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, Al Davis just died. That's what he says. That's what he says.
Oh, my God.
Okay, TMZ grabbed it, and they was doing the most with the caption, but
Please
take a listen to what I said and how I said it.
Throughout the National Football League today, of course, the acknowledgement of the passing yesterday of Al Davis of the Raiders with a moment of silence. Right now, let's join the public address announcer here at the Georgia Dome.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join in a moment of silence for the legendary Hall of Fame leader of the Oakland Raiders, Al Davis, who died yesterday at the age of 82. Okay, we're good. So, okay, Rod, listen, okay. Was that way too exciting?
Yes, it was. There was no sympathy in your voice at all.
He just died.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand up and we take a moment of silence.
Like niggas was finna start.
For the legendary Al Davis, who died yesterday.
Yeah, well, okay, first of all,
Was the Falcons winning that game?
But you sounded great, KD.
Was the Falcons winning? It sounded like they were winning. You were celebrating. You had to turn down something.
Beginning of the game. And so here's the thing. This was in, 2013? What year was this? Hold on, let me find out. I'm going to tell you exactly when it was. Because maybe I wasn't that good. Okay, y'all didn't say nothing about that, but y'all want to roast the Joker.
I ain't even live here yet.
This is 2011.
I was
2011. So it was 2011, okay? And I'm like, okay, I'm in the throes of this thing, and I'm learning my way.
Right.
All right? And so as the announcer, maybe I put a little sauce on it, but it wasn't like what they said. The caption on TMZ was, Falcons announcer, way too excited.
You were a little excited. It was a very exciting moment for you. Like you were happy to be there, and then something bad happened while you were already excited.
So you don't give me nothing on this. You just going.
Yo, I was way too excited.
Oh, okay.
And then you told him to stand up for the moment of silence.
I didn't say
and then
did I say stand up?
Yeah, you said stand up.
Yeah.
They told her, okay, I was reading the script. The script said you're supposed to stand.
Yes. I mean, you did that. They
quiet.
stood up with energy. The energy they stood up with was
They
amazing.
thought they was finna win concert
Oh,
tickets.
Yeah, whatever.
They
All
thought
right.
they was about to do the wave.
Hey, man, so I understand. Swag surf. Yeah, I understand, bro, what you're going through, and I've been there before, so trust me, man. Just you have my condolences, and it's going to be okay.
There's been a lot of bloopers with football. You remember the Monday night game with the Ravens and Raiders? They dapped each other up and went off the field because they thought the game was over, and then they reviewed the touchdown. Some of the players had already went to the locker room.
Oh, that wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, that was last week. And they had to call everybody back. They had dapped each other up, took their little pictures, and took their jerseys off, and went to the locker room. And they was like, "Oh, that wasn't a touchdown. We're going into overtime." So they come back out there.
How did
and
they
play.
have enough time to get all the way in the locker room?
Because it just looked like a touchdown, like he went in, like he dove in. So they celebrate. Like it was no time left in the game.
Wow.
So they thought it was like a game-winning touchdown. So they celebrated. They shook hands, went to the locker room, and they're like, excuse me, after reviewing the play, that was not a touchdown, going into overtime.
Truth is, man, when you make a mistake, you're going to make a mistake. If you're doing anything in the public, you're going to make a mistake. And you just, it's not the fact that you made the mistake, it's how you recover from it.
Yes.
So, I mean, I stayed with it and I made, a lot of money still because of that.
But nobody's worried about the money you made.
Well,
That's not a part of it. It's just a mistake you
we're
made.
not doing this today.
It's the mistake you made. That's what everybody's worried about. Nobody cares what your contract
That's
says.
what you worry about.
No, that's not what anybody was worried
You're
about.
concerned about the
At
mistake.
that moment,
We fall down.
everybody realized,
But we get up.
oh, wow. However you're going to cover it up,
So you don't want to fight with Jesus, though. See, I see how you backed up on that
It's
one.
kind of like when somebody
I'm gonna
goes to the
start
Apollo and they
scriptures
sing
on
a
you.
gospel song. You can't boo the person singing the gospel song.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
So you got to let it go.
Yeah, right.
The same thing.
Anyway, I want to stay on this in the sports arena. Did you see this article? This was a while ago. Somebody wants to buy. So on Leland.com, it's the website. They have Michael Jordan's used draws
Sorry.
up for sale. All right. And it's not just so much the draws that we consider. That's the trip. About as close to greatness as one can get. This is just one of the many items in this auction that were given to Mr. Wozniak. Oh, from MJ himself, including suits, ties, belts, and jackets. The top bid was $605. Right now, the top bid is from what I saw recently, was $1,299, almost $1,300 for this man's draws. And no, it was one part of the article that I thought was interesting, and it talked about how they were definitely used.
That's pretty gross.
My question is, how do you know that they were definitely used?
No.
There's a stain in the back.
We're not going to.
There's a stain. There's a stain somewhere on them.
No, we're not going to do that.
That's the only way you know they were used. It's either a stain in the back or a stain in the middle.
But I think the guy got them dry cleaned, right?
I'm sure he would if he bought them.
Got him dry cleaned.
Well, do you want to be known as the person who bought somebody's used
Who
draws,
wants to
though?
buy used draws?
I don't, which is a great question. I don't know if there's anybody that I would buy their underwear from per se, but I think that it would be, I would probably buy an item that is different. Like, I don't know, maybe a sock or something from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
Nah.
I'm not trying to touch nothing that had your
Dr.
body.
Martin Luther King Jr.?
I'm okay with going to the house. Take a picture at the house, keep it moving. That's it. I'm okay with that. I don't need an actual item.
Yeah.
I'm cool. But people buy weird stuff
It's
like
a bit
that, man.
obsessive.
People are obsessed with celebrities. They want weird stuff. Like I told you a couple years ago, somebody bought the car that Tupac had his last day in. Somebody bought that car for $2 million.
Oh.
They bought the actual car that his last day was in.
With the holes in it
With
and
the holes
everything?
in it.
Oh, my gosh, man.
Yeah. Somebody bought what's something else weird somebody bought?
I got something.
So what?
I said I got something.
What you got?
So somebody bought Lady Gaga's fake fingernail
No.
for $12,000. Somebody picked it up
you know
backstage.
what?
It fell off.
We as Americans are sick.
And
A
so
fake
fake
fingernail?
fingernail. Yep.
It fell off, and then they said, I got to have this.
Yep.
You know what? That doesn't shock me. They were buying Air from Kanye West's concert.
Bags of air.
Wow, man. I don't know.
sickness.
But not even, but like a Michael Jackson sock or something like that.
I
you
would
wouldn't-
take a Michael Jackson glove or a jacket
glove,
or something.
yeah.
The
But
glitter
I'm
socks?
not.
You wouldn't get the glitter
no,
socks?
I'm
Something
good on
that
a
looks
sock.
like something.
Yeah.
The glove looks
A sock
like
could be
the
something I
glove.
did.
The socks are glittery too.
Yeah, but it could have been something I put together from Hobby Lobby.
The glittery socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry Bonds was selling his balls.
Wait a minute.
No, we're not doing
You
that.
know the season when he had 70 home runs?
Yep, I don't care
So
about
every ball he had
anything
over
you
every home run he
say
had over 60.
I'm sorry, is this
that
on?
part.
Is
They
this
were
on?
they were worth
Is this on?
100.
Is this on?
God, back me
So
up
can
right
you hear
here,
me?
man.
Is this on?
When he had the 70 home run season,
Hello?
all his balls were worth
I'm
money.
sorry, this is a Facebook algorithm. Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, y'all, you and YouTube tripping, huh?
No.
Yeah, I know. We're going to work it out.
When the season when Barry Bonds had 70 home runs,
Oh,
every ball.
I think he's going to clear it up.
Every ball he had over 60 was worth $100,000. So people were in the stands fighting over Barry Bonds balls.
Oh, my gosh.
I knew it was coming. It's the alliteration.
They were literally
right.
fighting over his home run ball.
Okay. All right.
Didn't know that.
Could have said home run, but whatever. So anyway, I wouldn't do it. You said you would.
Oh,
not
nothing that's been on. If it's touched a foot or
I don't want
bottom part or something like that. No.
Yeah. Undergarments.
I'm straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
All right. We talked about this before, kind of hinted towards it, but I'm wondering now, because I know that they were going to shut OnlyFans down, but then they decided not to shut it down because I guess the outcry, whatever. Okay, we could. So one of the challenges that one pastor was, I guess she used to be on OnlyFans, and then she started pastoring a church.
Wow.
Because
And
the Lord called her.
the Lord called her.
He can call you
on
from anywhere now.
OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, called her from. I don't know if he called her from OnlyFans or not. What was she? She was on OnlyFans, and she made her gallant return, and she returned because she said that she's tired of this very judgmental church. The church-going people, they're bugging, and I can't do it anymore.
So this was a way to not be judged. Go and do porn.
Well, I mean, she says if I'm going to be judged, then I'm going to make was it $300,000 doing it? So apparently she was making like $300,000 on OnlyFans, and
Wow. That's different.
Yeah,
Yeah, she did that.
Now,
Yeah.
how many of her subscribers
are from the
our church
local. There you go.
And then
members?
there's that. Because
Wow.
they always, it's somehow,
Because they love being judgmental now, but they still be
they
having
gonna
them
find you.
subscriptions
They're going to find you.
just so they can talk
They're
about
going to pay
it.
for it. They will pay for you on pay-per-view just to judge.
I've seen
Hmm. Okay, so where I want to go with this is, I guess my challenge is, so the church being judgmental.
it. Mm-hmm.
I want to say, is that a thing?
100%, especially the black church. But
Like
obviously
for,
she's
like for real though. Like
What?
Okay, I don't believe the church is judgmental. Church people
Mhm.
are judgmental or can be judgmental, but I don't think that church people are any more judgmental than people that are not in the church. Quite frankly,
Yeah.
you just don't expect it from the church.
yeah, but the people. I was about to say, but the people in the church have been instructed specifically to not be judgmental.
Yeah, but judgmental is judgmental. I just think
Yeah.
that if you go into a situation and you don't expect to be judged and you get judged, then I think it just hits you in a different space.
Mm.
You feel me? So I don't know this part. You went back to OnlyFans. Hey man, live your best life.
I'm 100% sure she's going to be judged for that.
Yeah.
And it's not even me. Like, I could care less.
Yep.
This is a story that just came across our laptops or whatever. So, Shawty, do you, but I'm just confused. Like, why is this a conversation that we're having within the church?
Well, it's a story. Well, it's a story because it's a pastor. And I think
Exactly.
I
They
think
usually
that
does it.
anybody else could do it and it'd be different. But when pastors do it, or church members do it, church members drink. Oh, that church member was drinking.
That part.
Church members, enjoying a cigar. Oh my gosh, smoking?
It can become that way.
Your body is a
Oh,
temple.
yes.
Yeah. So I just feel like, to me, I feel like we have when you say you are a child of God or whatever, you immediately get a bullseye on your back.
It's facts.
And I don't know if that's just par for the course or if there's some growth that we all as a culture just need to grow up in. Like, we need to do better.
Just
like,
let it go and do you. Mind your own vision.
That's it.
I see what you did right there.
I see what I did there.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's really very simple.
Real simple. Just mind your business. I don't really care because she could be on OnlyFans showing her toes.
But not even
Or doing Bible
let me
study.
tell you something.
Then there's that.
I don't care about this little white lady on this OnlyFans thing.
Okay.
I want to dial in on the fact that we judge church people because they're not supposed to do it. When in fact, if none of us are supposed to do it, then why is it a thing?
That's true. Yeah, that does happen a lot, man. I actually just had this conversation with somebody last week. So I did a comedy show last week that was supposed to be a church show. And I got there and the DJ was playing Ludacris and Uncle Luke and, Swag and Surf. And then I was like, okay, this isn't a church show. So I did my show like it wasn't a church show, and they had a great time. So then the guy that booked me for it was like, yeah, man, I said it was a church show, but some of my church folks are going to be there. I ain't really want them to be judgmental. I said, how would they judge what I say on stage when they probably pulled up listening to Tupac? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, people just be so dead set on judging what you're going to say to them and not worried about what they're doing themselves. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I don't know what I can do to stave that because people are going to be people.
Yep.
But I just think that the whole judgmental thing where we just want to – I think that we get upset when somebody does something that we want to do but we ain't really supposed to do. But they're doing it. They're getting away with it. Let's, stone them.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's just – it's weird. And I don't care for it. And I hate that we're even talking about this. But I want to talk about it from the perspective of, yo, man, let's chill.
Let's chill out. Just shut it up. Just shut up and just go see what you want to see and deal with that by yourself.
Well, and granted, the whole concept of can't nobody judge me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing. And I think we can go too left with that too, because the Bible actually doesn't really tell us like not to, when it says don't judge, it says don't judge unrighteous judgment. But if you say, okay, so if you're saying, yo, you said this is an orange, it tastes like apple. Why you judging? No, that's not judging. That's just, hey, I'm speaking facts here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that when you have a situation where you want to help somebody get better, or you're calling them out, you're judging me. No, I don't think it's judging. I just think that we just got to get our feelings off of our sleeves.
And but as being a pastor, aren't you held to a higher standard? Like is it a difference between the pastor that's just ordained? Or is it something where you're shepherding people and then you want to go do OnlyFans?
It's supposed to be leading the sheep. You all in the sheets.
I agree that I don't agree with the fact that the pastor did OnlyFans. I don't agree with that at all. I just think that's
very disappointing.
First of all, it's very weird.
It's the conversation because it's the pastor. That's why we don't
it's
have
very
these
off-brand
about
because the
church
members can have OnlyFans.
You
that's
there to get help. That's like the doctor taking its own
Absolutely.
taking its own medicine, subscribing some Xanax because he want to have fun. I don't know. Like it feels
recreational drug use.
Yeah,
that was a great analogy right there.
Yeah, my challenge is not so much trying to tell people what they should or shouldn't do. My challenge is giving people if I say, yo, Tiny, I don't really think that you should do. I don't think that's a good look for you, and consider. Maybe, doing a different route. Am I judging you? Yeah, I'm only judging you is if my actions towards you are now like, man, you ain't do what I said.
I think it's situational because it depends on your relationship with the person who's telling you. It depends on how comfortable. I mean, I think you've said before, like you give certain people authority to speak to you a certain kind of way. And if we're not on that level, then obviously.
The sensitive stuff, you're right.
Yeah, that would be something like, but mind your business though. But I mean, you have to consider how well you know a person and what their original intentions are. Because a lot of times stuff just don't come out right.
Mm-hmm. What is our business, though? If you're in the community, you're in my family. Mm-hmm. I know you next door. Y'all are selling illegal substances over there, all right? And you're saying, hey, don't do that because, that's how people, get in trouble. I get it. But is there a good situation for you to not mind your business? Because think about it. If it wasn't for the good white folks that looked out for us during the civil rights movement, they were all up in our business. I don't know if the civil rights movement or whatever would have progressed the way it did. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you got to kind of not just mind your business, but you got to get in somebody else's business for the betterment of society. Thoughts?
I do agree. I think it's something that it really just depends. Because to me, if people next door are engaging in pharmaceutical sales, I probably just move. I'm not the type to, because you know how you have that energy that when you see your neighbors or whoever, there's energy there. If somebody got a noise complaint, you know what I'm saying? Kind of who it would come from. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You don't want unnecessary attention.
It's usually Michelle. So,
right. And I'm not saying that, obviously I'm not saying doing what they're doing is okay, but that's attention that I don't need.
I'm going to push a little bit on this because one of the challenges that I have is that Black folks, we start doing better and we leave the hood and we don't consider going back. We take our resources, we take the way we think, the help that we can give, and we move. And we don't give back. We don't we're not community minded in many cases. And I think that I'm not telling you to get a house, in Bankhead. Mm-hmm. I am saying that if we would just maybe not just mind our own business only, this world would probably be a little better. Now, I agree with you that there's a certain way that it's got to look. Mm-hmm. But no, I'm my brother's keeper. I don't know. I don't really know any other way outside of that. And granted, even if I am my brother's keeper, only applies to my house and my block, the 3 houses that are around me. Mm-hmm. Then I'm doing my job. I'm my brother's keeper, man. Hey, man, I want to know your kids now. I want to know what they do. I want to make sure y'all good. Like that. That's my thoughts. And I think if we do more of that, I think the world would be a better place.
But you can't do that in the hood, man. Like okay,
right.
Yeah, they're gonna be a keeper of some of your stuff too. Like at that point, that's why we move out the hood, and I feel like build a better foundation, a better community around us of like-minded people. People stay in the hood because people stay in the hood. That's really the way I look at it. It is due to lack of education, but it's still there. We have Google. You can figure anything out, dude. Like, nah, there's no excuse for us now.
I'm a push back a little bit on the characterization, because if somebody came in your house and they took your stuff, chances are, you know who did it.
Yeah, and
it's that I don't get in other people's business that keeps us in this perpetual cycle of being a meme. And I'm saying, until we think outside of the box and say, hey, nope, Reginald did it. So, and then we deal with Reginald accordingly. Make sure you don't ever do that again. Get you the help that you need. Such and such baby was violated or whatever. Mm-hmm. Find Reggie or whoever it was.
Yep.
Deal with it accordingly. And I'm a little militant about that. When you say
deal with it accordingly, you mean legally or accordingly?
I mean accordingly.
Oh, okay.
Because when you in the community,
they're gonna meet on 4th and.
Listen, when you in the community, then there's certain rules that govern a certain community. Hey, man, and even if they say, hey, you do that outside of here, you don't do that here. Even that's some rules. I'm not telling you that it's right. At least you have some governing rules that at least you ain't willy-nilly out here just doing all kinds of stuff and you violate your own people. That's dumb to me. That's dumb to me. And I don't think that we need to just move away from the hood and don't think about the hood no more. Don't think about black people. That's why I don't want to live around black people. That's a faulty thought, but I'm on a tangent and I don't want to stay there. I just know that is how, and I haven't chosen to live my life like that.
Mm. Do you live in the hood right now?
I don't.
Why not?
But I do work in the hood.
Okay.
I do work in the hood.
You do work in the hood. So it's okay to move.
Oh, it's absolutely okay to move.
Okay,
Thank you for that distinction.
Yeah.
It's absolutely okay to move. I'm saying don't forget where you came from.
Oh, yeah, nah.
Because there's people that really need what you bring to the table.
This is true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, that's true. I just want to make sure people didn't mix up what you were saying about sometimes you do got to move.
Man, I don't know. I mean, listen, I get the fact that, people in the hood, your cousins and them, they tend to put their hands on stuff that don't belong to them. I get that. Listen. But if we have this community mindset, then we say, hey, if we do it, we don't do that here, though.
Oh,
we don't do that here. And if you choose to do it here, okay,
right.
hey, this ain't, hey, man, hey, this ain't John Creek player.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do that here if you want.
What they call it, hood justice.
And don't get it twisted. Don't think that somebody not telling on Reggie. Our first 48 would not exist.
Then there's that.
Well, I got a great example of somebody who moved out the hood, but then what he did in his community, he just started, his parents still live there, right? Mm-hmm. Where mom and daddy always, kind of stay where they at. So he started buying up the houses around the neighborhood so that he could know who's living around his parents. And then he could also offer housing to people that needed it. So he's like, okay, cool. Y'all keep on saying you have bad landlords. Y'all know me. I'm not a bad landlord.
That's
just
good.
pay your rent.
That's good. Oh man, that's good. That's real good.
Yeah.
Buy back the block.
Hey man, I'm on the whole thing of, man, we can buy the block, but bro, we can buy a city. We have collaborative economics.
We tried that once.
Can you?
They burned it to the ground.
Well, okay. Well, we're a little.
I mean, not to be pessimistic.
We're a little different now.
Just
we're
throwing it out there, Black Wall Street.
We're a little different now. You know, Tiny.
She woke up this morning and she chose violence.
I've literally just commenting on the conversation.
Burned it to the ground.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we did that before. So we did it before,
We
yes.
just might have to restructure the
Yeah.
execution of it.
Yep, how we do it. And I think, again, it's not the fact that bad stuff happens to us, it's how we choose to respond when bad stuff happens to us. And so I'm like, I'm all for rebuilding it. If it ain't got to be Black Wall Street, it can be, Auburn Ave, which, did that before too, but, then there's that. I just feel like the culture has changed, and as long as we just don't allow our past trauma to dictate our future success, then we going somewhere. We can do something incredible,
I agree.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Great words from Katie Bowe.
Now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for story time with Rod Minger.
Oh, man, that was really put me on the spot right there. So I want to ask y'all a question before I went into this story right here. Is there ever been a moment in one of y'all relationships where your manhood has been tested randomly and your womanhood has been tested randomly? Like just a random scenario where you knew in that moment you had to do something that you wasn't prepared to do. Just want to start with that question.
Yeah.
I want to hear that example, and then I want you to think of something where you like, I got to do this because I'm a woman. I got to do this because this moment is happening in a relationship.
Oh, in a relationship?
Yeah, the relationship moment.
I think I need
Something
more
to-
context.
Okay, let's say with a woman, let's say like another woman walked to try to talk to you dude while you standing right there.
Okay.
Or something like that. Or something like, man, we always want to kill the bug, kill the bat, get the dog out the yard, those type of things. So those type of scenarios.
Yeah.
So give me one. Give me one that you have.
So with my kids though, like I'm morbidly afraid of wasps.
Oh, like
Morbidly.
like folds up.
Like, bruh, like, oh, yeah, right. Exactly. But the thing is, my dad wasn't. And I maybe he was, I don't know. But because my mom did say something later on in life, but I never knew. So when something happens around the house now and a wasp is there, I feel myself tighten up, but I will never let my kids or my wife see that I am terrified.
So in front of your kids, you'll grab the wasp.
I won't grab the wasp, but I will tear the whole wall down. I will burn the whole wall down to get that wasp.
I like that. See, that's the moment. Because as a man, we are required to come. No matter what y'all ask for, we're required to come.
Yep.
Whether that's a wasp, a bear, or a snake. What about you, Tiny?
Oh, wait a minute, snake. I'm going to call somebody. I'm sorry.
You got to go get it, though. If it's in the house, you got to go get it.
I'm gonna get my family out the house.
In the house. Well, that's a decision, too.
First of all, I don't even live there anymore. It's not even my house
in my
anymore.
garage. I did have one in my garage.
It's the snake's house. I don't live there.
Well, you got people you can call.
That's that snake's house.
That's the snake's house. Jazz told me the same thing. She said if a lizard got in the house and he was on the road,
he live here
moved.
now.
A lizard?
She hates reptiles. She said if a lizard gets in his house and you're on the road, just know that we've moved when you get back. We don't live there. And that's not our residence. You're going to have to figure it out. You're going to come home, put your key in the door, and somebody's going to be living there. It won't be us.
Right.
All right, so the reason I asked this question, all right, because a random story came to my attention that I realized I never told anybody out loud until the other day. So I had a date where I went whitewater rafting. Okay, so let me set this up too. The girl that I'm going whitewater rafting with doesn't know how to swim. Now, everybody knows when you go whitewater rafting, there's always an instructor in the back of the boat. He's a trained professional. He's probably a Marine, military, or a scuba diver of some sort. His job is to lead y'all through these rapids, make sure everybody's safe, and jump out and swim if anybody falls off. That's just you know that from the orientation. Now, I go whitewater rafting with this woman who cannot swim, and then what happens? She falls off
Of course
the
she
boat.
does.
Now, in that moment, as a man, I know I have to do something. But in real life,
Gators would've
this
got it.
man in the back is trained for these moments.
Right.
But there's some different dynamic time. So I'm bring you here. Everybody on that boat was white, except for us.
Oh, Lord.
So there's two different sets of eyes in my brain. There's her eyes, and then there's the group's eyes. What is this black man going to do now that his black girlfriend has fallen off this boat?
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yes.
Jazz?
No, this is not Jazz. This is an old girl. This is a while ago. No, this is not. Jazz can swim.
Okay. Boy, you messed me up right there. You messed me up. Okay.
Yeah. So she falls off this boat. I mean, we're in the good part. I'm talking about it's hitting the rock. I'm like, boom. I mean, we're in one of those spots. I don't know if y'all been whitewater rafting.
Yeah.
I hope we can get some graphics with this comment as I'm telling this story. I mean, it's out of control. And I'm just, I'm doing my part. He's like left, right, shift. He's giving the directions. And I'm kind of on my left side.
As
I look to the right,
girlfriend is in
and
the
she
water.
is gone.
Oh,
she is off
my
the
gosh.
boat.
And she's screaming.
Man, she's not screaming. She has panicked into a silence. But she has the life raft on, but she is getting farther and farther away from the boat.
Okay, but
And
she
you're
had on
looking.
life.
No, there's a moment. It's a split-second moment. I'm like, I gotta jump
she had
off
a
as
life
the
jacket.
only black guy on this boat. I gotta go after her. But this guy is trained for it. This is his job.
Yes.
This is his job. Facts. But I'm like, as a black man in front of all these whites, I can't not do something. But it gets interesting. I jump off. I'm a great swimmer. I jump off. I'm swimming towards her, but in her panic, she's just looking at the sky, eyes up in.
She has already resolved.
She's already died. She has already died. She's already gone. So as I'm making my way, I'm swimming. I'm going. I got my stroke going. I'm like, I'll get it. She's like, I got a life jacket on. I hear something behind me. This professional laps me. Snatches her up and laps me going back to the boat. She never seen me jump off the boat.
Oh wow.
Right.
This dude smokes by me and smokes back to the boat and gets her on there. She doesn't even come to consciousness.
She's married to a white man to
She
this day.
is furious because she never seen me get off the boat. But I did. He was just a faster swimmer than I was.
Did he say anything?
Michael Phelps. We didn't have time. He don't know black code. He's a white guy. He's a white,
my
right?
God.
So he don't know this look at her face. And she's pissed because she think I never jumped off the boat.
She's like, I
But
can't
guess
believe
what?
him.
We're still in the rapids. So I don't have time to explain to her that I helped. He just beat me. So I get on the boat. She's over there with the evil stare. Because she don't know I jumped off. She didn't see it. Because he lapped me going to get her, lapped me back to the boat. I'm getting on the boat behind him. But she don't really, but in her eyes, when she come back from her panic, she thinks I just been sitting there.
But why were you silent?
Silent. It wasn't. We're still in the water.
No, in the water. Why didn't you say, "Hey, I'm coming to get you"? Hold on, baby.
I'm coming.
I was
towards her.
I'm
In
pretty
my
sure
mind,
she was checked out
it's a
anyway.
You're thinking this is a split-second decision. I'm just swimming towards her. And she's looking up and kind of just floating on.
How you swimming?
She was swimming. She
Wait a
was
minute.
up.
How were you
She was,
swimming?
I was going. I was on my way. I was coming. I was on the way, right? I was swooping it, right? And
about-
I'm like, I
you're
almost
about
got
a doggy
it.
paddle.
But then, there's a couple of moments in my mind that are going on. So that's why I want to tell the whole story. So, like, first thing, I'm like, he's trying for this. He should have just jumped off immediately.
Facts.
First, but then second thing, I don't want this group judging me because, like, they think black people can't swim.
Oh,
So then there's that. Then it's the third thing. I don't have time to explain this to her because we're still in the water. Like, so when she got on the boat, it's like, hey, you good? All right, everybody get the paddling because we're still out there. So I don't have time to be like, yo, no, I came, but he beat me. But then also the swimmer in me be like, that's a rope right there that you could have just grabbed. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have time to explain it. But it was a rope.
For her.
For anybody that falls off the boat, they throw a big rope towards you. But she was so in the sky, she never seen the rope coming her way. But it's a big orange rope. And as a swimmer, I'm like, the rope's right there.
This is incredible.
This is a minute, but I have a split-second decision. So that was my moment where I had to jump out there. But I'm like, the swimmer me like, there's a big rope, right? You don't see that rope? There's a rope right there. Like, grab it. You know what I'm saying? But like, I gotta go. But I go and this dude laps me to her and laps past me getting back.
All right.
I would just stay in the water.
Let me just pause for a second.
Okay.
I would just stay in the water.
Okay, so Rod's your man. This is you that's actually in the water.
Oh no.
And so you get back in the boat, and again, you don't know he got in there. What's the conversation like?
This is gonna be a long ride home.
See what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a long ride home.
So, but I did the right thing.
I mean,
What
I'm
can he
saying
say to make it better, though?
there's so many things that happen here that just really suck for him. If she's in the water and she, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, so you ain't gonna jump off the boat and save me,
Right.
You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so you ain't gonna hop in the water for me? Now they done had 47 hypothetical arguments
Oh,
up until
man.
this time.
And
What if I didn't have no arms? What if I was 4 feet tall?
Oh my God.
What if I had a unibrow? You know, we have all these hypothetical situations, and we never ask the important ones. If I fall off a raft at Six Flags,
Yo, this is
if
so
I
good.
fall off of a raft at Six
Like-
Flags, are you diving in white water?
No, watch this. It's the same thing.
These are questions that marriages are built on.
If I'm on a cruise ship and for some reason the wind hit me and I go over the boat,
Then there's that.
Are you
are
jumping
you
in?
jumping in the ocean
Ladies and
and
gentlemen,
dying with me?
ladies and
sounds
gentlemen,
good.
indescribable won't be there.
It sounds good.
We're gonna break up that day.
It sounds good on paper.
Relationship over. I'm not
Like,
doing
it's
it.
about that kind of
It
stuff.
sounds great on paper, but
I ain't gonna lie. I would jump. I would jump.
It sounds good.
That's cute.
You know, and
That's cute for you.
It's just like the dude that went golfing, the alligator came out the pond and grabbed one of his people. He went out there and fought hard. But he got put in a weird decision because his girl was there. He had to do something.
Okay, so at the end of the day,
he went out there.
Okay, right. So was it his girl that was out there?
No, it was like somebody, they were babysitting somebody. So it was a whole scenario.
Or was it
It was a kid.
And was it his kid?
I don't know if it was his kid or one of the kids he was babysitting, but it was multiple kids. They were out there playing, skipping rocks or whatever. And then the alligator, wham.
No.
He had to go out there. He had to. He didn't have a choice.
Let me tell you something
Would
about
have been your last
Let me
yam.
tell you something about my wife. My wife be like, that ain't your business.
Okay. That's exactly how I
But
feel.
the kids was with him.
That ain't you.
They was cute. They were with the kids. It was like their children and somebody else's children together.
Oh, they was the neighbor's kids.
Yeah, like maybe the neighbor's kid or a family friend or whatever.
We'll make them a pound cake for the setting up.
It's rough. But
Who gonna do the body?
see what I'm saying? Like, and then see, that's the tiny
Like
point.
you always say.
Think about, like, as we're going through the rapids, think about the conversation we're not having. So I mean, she's having a conversation in her mind
Oh my gosh.
about the whole scenario. She never believed I jumped out there.
And so there's nothing you can tell
Nobody
her.
else.
I mean,
None
we
of
don't
these
know them.
witnesses.
We don't know them. They're strangers.
Hey, sir.
I would have asked. Excuse me, ma'am. Can you
but
please
think about it. The
confirm?
conversation doesn't happen until we get back to land.
Hey, Abigail, real quick, Becky, real quick. Tell her what just happened
Tell her what just went on.
and how I jumped in first. Tell her real quick.
Oh, but see, that's the thing. She didn't tell me how furious she was until we got back to the room.
But you knew she was furious.
I mean, I knew she was fuming but there was some panic and some like, sometimes a woman think you're just supposed to be knowing that she was about to fall off the boat anyway.
So it wasn't no kind of restraints. It wasn't no seatbelts or
I
nothing.
mean, no. When you whitewater rafting, it's just your life jacket and your paddle. Let's go. And then there's a big rope that they know that if you fall off the boat, they tell you orientation. We're gonna throw this orange rope towards you, and it's humongous. Like you can't miss it. So that's why I was like,
There's too many.
let
Too
me
many
put
things
some real
went
time
wrong
on it. It might have took me maybe 5-10 seconds max to try to make my final decision. Like, because I'm watching the rope. I'm like, the rope is right.
Oh, so you delayed because
The rope is right there. I'm
But
looking
you
at
see
it.
that she's checked out and she's not going to
But
be
then
able
I
to
see
get
she
there.
checked out. I'm like, she's not looking at the rope.
Yeah, but
It
you didn't
was-
say, look at the road.
I'm like, grab the rope. Like I'm saying it, but
What's her name again?
no, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing
He's
that.
so messy.
What's
Boy,
her
you
name
messy.
again?
Boy, you messy as hell, boy. We're not doing that. But
Oh, man.
but in all honesty, I jumped out there. The dude he was a better swimmer.
Well, I got to tell you, man. First of all, congratulations to you for jumping out there because that water, from what I hear,
Oh, it was rough.
yeah, it's rough, man.
It was pretty rough.
You can die out there.
Yeah,
in those
that's
rapids.
what like it was about to happen. Somebody
Yeah.
was about to die. Let me go and jump out here. Maybe she'll make some eye contact with me on the way back to the boat. She didn't. She didn't even know I was out there. Thought I was wet from just a regular whitewater rafting. No, I'm wet because I dove in.
When you think about I don't know, man. When you think about love, bruh, I think guys and girls we do look. I think we look at it differently. You think about marriage. You marry for love. All the Harlequin romance stories and all this kind of stuff, LMN and what have you. It's about the romanticized love piece of it. And when I tell you they were talking about this thing like you wouldn't believe, I said, guys that are legacy-minded tend to marry for trust, not love. Love definitely is a reason, but it's not the reason. We've loved, many. We've trusted few. So trusting her with our money and our children isn't a small thing. Passion is one thing. Posterity is another. And I thought that I was going to be dragged through the mud. Because the fact that a guy will not marry you primarily for love is a thing.
I don't think anyone in 2021 is marrying for completely love.
See, this is
It's other things that go into it. You got to understand how a person thinks about bills, what their morals are, how they plan on raising the kids. It's not just, oh my gosh, you give me butterflies no more. We're living in totally different times.
What is the deciding factor, though, if you could only pick one?
Are we going to be able to survive the apocalypse together? At this point, we are picking end of the world partners. Choose wisely.
to me. Then I don't know. I look at this from a different perspective because I feel like trust is a part of some people's love. Like I don't trust you. If I don't trust you, it's going to be hard for me to love you. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like with some guys, it go hand in hand. So if I'm trusting you, I love you. So I'll marry you for both of those things, which are part of the whole package. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. But
It does.
to me, you're seeing it through the lens of like a guy will see it. Like a guy sees love as respect and trust. Because the thing is, I'm right. I'm not going to be able to love you unless I can take out the thing that is most vulnerable to me, which is my heart. And at the end of the day, or hand it over to you. Correct. And trust that you're not going to break it, that you're not going to hurt it, you're not going to mar it, but you're going to make it better. And then the next day, I get it back and I go out and do what I do. But that's trust.
Next week on the KD Bowe Show.
Most men don't marry the woman they love or loved the most. They marry the woman that is around when they are ready to marry.
That's a glass half full situation.
We got two different things.
That's a glass half full situation.
I done saint it.
That is no, that happens. Because,
I need everybody to know. There ain't nothing like the KD Bowe Show. Let go. The KD Bowe Show. Stick around, might just play your favorite song. It's that show you've been waiting on all day long. And if an encouraging word is what you need, you can always count on KD. Never disappointed. Right here is where you wanna be. We can talk about how to